Training 15. For those of you who don't know me, I am Meredith Holly. I'm a lawyer, power dynamics facilitator, and best-selling author. Today, I want to talk about how to achieve impossible goals in your career. And this is one of, I think it's going to be a two-part series so far. So I have all these clients who have said to me this week, well, that goal is just not realistic. And I remember when I first started my business, and in our business, we help employees stop sexual harassment without quitting their jobs. And I remember when I first started my business, a lot of people said to me, no one wants that. Like, employees don't want to invest in their careers. Employees don't want to invest in a safe work environment. And I thought maybe they were right. Like, I was like, I don't know, but it's worth trying to me. It was worth making the effort and trying to do what seemed impossible to me. And now, year after year in this business, we've seen the business achieve impossible goals. We've seen our clients achieve impossible goals. We've seen these amazing transformations in people. And they all come from the first place where I've thought they were impossible, right? And so I want to talk a little bit about a concept that I have that helps my clients and me achieve impossible goals, and other people that I see achieving impossible goals, and break it down into some simple steps. The biggest problem I see in achieving impossible goals is that people don't want to set them. A lot of times when I challenge my clients to set an impossible goal, they come back to me and they say, my goal is world peace, or my goal is to become an artist. And so these are not measurable things. And I was texting with one of my clients this one time, and I was saying, the bummer about when we set a goal of world peace is that because it's not measurable, our brains always just tell us to give up. And then when our brains are telling us to give up, like, we don't have any math to show our brains about whether we're achieving the goal or not. So we end up just like setting the goal of world peace usually just means that we're sitting on the couch watching Netflix, drinking beer. And she texted back and she was like, my son is freaking out right now because that is exactly what I'm doing. And I was like, it's not the first time I've seen this. And so what you want to do, if that is what's inspiring to you, world peace, being an artist, is you want to make that measurable. And so people have a lot of resistance to making it measurable, but this is how you achieve them. It is like you turn it into a number. You turn it into a number of people impacted, clients. Money is a good number. Anything that's measurable is gonna make it, like, when your brain is like, you're terrible and you're never gonna achieve this, it's gonna give you something to look at to tell if you are achieving it or not, just to know if you're making progress or not. So you want this specific vision of what the goal is, and then you want to think about the person who has created that goal. You can even think about other people you can see in the world who have created that goal, but it could just be imaginary. What's your best guess at what it would look like for somebody to achieve this goal? What does that person look like? And then you identify that as your future self. So now I want to talk to you, like, the concept I want to talk to you about is your future contract. And so this is how you can make contract principles apply to creating your impossible goal. So you have this measurable goal, and then you have a vision of what the person looks like who created it. How does that person feel every day? What does that person's environment look like? What do you imagine they do on the weekend? What kind of food do they eat? What clothes do they wear? Be super specific about both the goal and the person who created it. Have this super specific vision of what this looks like. So you have the measurable goal, and then you have the specific vision of who created it. And then you want to use contract principles to make it inevitable that you achieve this impossible goal. So contract principles, a contract exists when you have an offer and you have acceptance, and then you have a mutual exchange is what it's called. These are the three. This is how you know if a contract exists. A lot of people think you have to have a contract in writing, and that is helpful. So do this in writing. But you don't even have to have a contract in writing. You just have to have offer, acceptance, and mutual exchange. So in terms of making your big goal inevitable, your impossible goal inevitable, what you want to do is you want to imagine your future self, the person who's created that goal, making you an offer of living that life. So that's the offer part of the contract. They're making you an offer that you can have the life that they live, of having achieved this goal. Then you in yourself want to be open to the idea that it may be possible to create that. You want to just consider, like, you want to commit to working towards being open to the idea that that's possible, right? That's the acceptance part. So accept that in the realm of all possibility, it could happen. And then mutual exchange is the most important component of this. So mutual exchange is about your impact on others and on yourself, and like what you're doing for yourself. So this is the exchange component. This is what makes accomplishing the impossible goal compelling and what keeps you going. So when I do this, I always think about the single person who needs me to accomplish this big goal, right? So I think about one of my clients who, before we worked together, couldn't leave her house. I think about one of my clients who, before we worked together, was having a panic attack every day. I think about this impact that the work I want to do to create the goal is going to make for somebody else who needs me to create that goal. What is it going to look like for other people to create that goal? And then I want to consider what is in it for me. What is the transformation that I'm going to need to make that I know is for me for this goal? So you have both compelling reasons. You have the impact reason on your external environment. This could even be, for a lot of people, the external impact, even of like getting a promotion in a job, opening a business, is being an example for kids. This is a lot of times a really impactful mutual exchange compelling reason. Is how is it going to impact your kids or other kids around you to see what you're willing to do, to see how you're willing to follow through for yourself. I have one client who wants to be an actress, and every time she talks about it, she talks about how when she follows through with this, it's going to show her daughters that they could do anything. Then you want to think about the impact on yourself. Like, it has to be worth it for you, right? Like, you have to know in this vision of your future self that you're benefiting from it, that you're getting something out of it. Like, what is the compelling reason for you to follow through with creating this life, and to be willing to fail and to take action and to take difficult action and to feel difficult emotions in order to create this? So the three principles are offer, acceptance, and mutual exchange. Offer means that your future self is offering you this new life. Acceptance means that you accept that in the realm of all possibility, it might be that you can create this future life. And then mutual exchange is about the impact you make on others and the impact you make on yourself as you're transforming into this person who created this impossible goal. So these are the three main things that I see be crucial to achieving impossible goals. And they have to be measurable, clear, simple, in your vision of what it looks like. And then you just have to offer, accept, and then be willing to have the mutual exchange of the impact that you're going to make. So as always, if you know anybody who is struggling at work, we teach all of this and work with people really closely and go way deeper in our power dynamics training. And we're always happy to talk to people about whether they're a good fit or how we can support them in their workplace. Just leave a note, send me a private message, anything that you need. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks.